Oh, one thing that I wanted to tell you is the Granger causality, and probably we will be able to cover it very soon. What is Granger causality? Basically, this is not a causality test, this is test for predictability. The logic behind this is it is said that cause occurs before the consequence. Cause is occurring before the consequence. So if one thing is happening today and the other thing is happening tomorrow, the first thing will be the cause of second. That's it. For example, suppose you are coming to the university and you are going to drop your kid at school before coming to university, and this pattern is continuous for many times. Today you did the same, tomorrow you did the same, and for whole 6 months you adopted the same routine. The statistic will say the children going to school is happening first, and then what is happening, the person is coming to the university. So the children going to school is a cause of the parent coming to university. This means if children was not going to school, Ghulam Ghosh will not come to university. Yes? Sorry. So, according to this Granger causality, what is happening in the first place and what is happening in the second place, the first is cause of second. But it often happens that there is no sense of causality in just in the ordering, and sometimes it also happens that the cause happens later than the consequence. For example, you might have seen that when Eid is coming close, the prices of goods become higher. What is the cause? The cause is Eid. But it will come later. The prices are going up before the cause appears. Is it so? So sometimes cause may appear later, the consequence may appear first. And this happens in many speculative businesses. For example, suppose you are holding $10,000 in your pocket or in your bank account, and then the money changer says that in the 1st of September, the value of dollar will drop down to 150. What will you do? You will sell the dollars. And if I am going to sell my dollars and all of the people sitting in this hall are going to sell the dollars, what will happen? The price will go down before the cause appears. Suppose it was said that on 1st of September, there will be release of the installment from IMF, and after this release, the price of rupee will go, price of dollar will go down. What you will do? You will sell your dollars today, and if you are selling the dollars, the price will go down before the cause appears. So it seems in the first sight, it seems sensible that cause should appear before the consequence, but sometimes there are the scenarios where the cause is not appearing before consequence. So, as I've said you, what happens basically, what is Granger causality? Suppose you have variable x and then you have variable y and then you have variable z. You are going to test whether x causes y or not. What is the methodology? Take y as dependent variable and regress it on leg y, leg x and leg z. ठीक है, and then test restriction on leg z, sorry, leg x. You may have one leg, you may have two legs, you may have three legs, but whatever the number of legs you have to put the restriction on all these legs, right? So if this restriction is valid, if restriction is valid, this means x does not Granger cause y. X does not Granger cause y. Say, see, suppose I am having three variables. For example, I want to test whether interest rate Granger causes inflation or not. Okay. What I will do, this is cause, this is consequence. I will make the model for consequence. Pi t is equal to alpha plus beta 1 pi t minus 1 plus I will put the cause here I n t t minus 1, not the contemporary value. Zero leg will not be put here because we are assuming that cause is appearing before the consequence. And then you will have the legs of other control variables. Say the control variables are termed as plus beta 3 into zt minus 1. If you want to include two legs, you can have this format: pi t is equal to alpha plus beta 1 pi t minus 1 plus beta 2 pi t minus 2 plus beta 3 I n t t minus 1 plus beta 4 I n t t minus 4 t minus 2 plus beta 5 zt minus 1 plus beta 6 zt minus 2 plus epsilon t. Right? Now what is a Granger causality test? That is equal to h naught beta 3 and beta 4 is equal to 0. If this is valid, h naught is equivalent to no Granger causality. if you find this restriction to be valid, then this will mean interest rate is not a Granger cause of inflation. But if you find that this restriction is rejected, this means that interest rate is adding to the prediction of inflation. So you will say the interest rate is Granger cause of inflation. Okay. Basically, if you write the mathematical description, basically it says suppose you have x and y and z. So the expectation of y conditional on leg y, leg x and leg z. ठीक है. If this is equal to expectation of y conditional on leg y and leg z. If the two sides are equal, this means this leg x is